Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Well, today, as you can probably see, I've gone nowhere. I'm at home in my own backyard and I want to perform a little experiment today to see how many wild birds I can attract to my very boring 10 by 10 meter urban backyard. So you can see all around me I've houses. I live in a housing estate in Kilcullen in County Kildare, and as you can see behind me I have one single tree in my back garden. As is the case with most nature lovers, I have tried bird feeders in this tree over the last year or two and nothing really has seemed to work. I've got a series of bird feeders, but the bigger birds like the crows and rooks and ravens figured them out very quickly, knew how to turn them on their side, shake them, get all the seeds on the ground and then devour the seeds within a few minutes, and these seeders would have been emptied within half an hour. But I got my hands on a new feeder that has a little cage around it, and we'll go out and look at it in a few minutes. About a week ago, and I found that the big birds can't get near it and the little ones have started to come back. So today is an experiment to see how many of them I can capture, and really to show you guys who may live in the same type of environment as me, to show you that you can, with a little investment, minimal investment, attract a lot of wild birds to your garden. So without further ado, let's get at it. So I've got a series of feeders. I've got this one, which is one of those feeders where you put those seed balls, fat balls into, and I found the little birds get nowhere near that, with the bigger birds, starlings and rooks, coming in and taking over and wiping that one out very quickly. And then this one certainly worked for a while, because it has its openings on the side. Oh, it's a bit grubby, it needs a bit of a clean, but because it has openings on the side, the big birds weren't so effective and couldn't get a perch on it, and the little guys could perch on it, stick their beaks in and extract the seeds. But then I found the bigger birds figuring it out. They were taking it here, turning it on its side, shaking it, and everything was falling out. So that lasted for about a week and didn't do too much thereafter to attract the small garden birds. Then I got this one, and this has been the game changer. This one is pretty similar to the one we just saw, but it has this metal cage around, and the big birds just can't get near the feeder and the holes on the side. And you know, it's been there for a week now and they still haven't figured it out, and I started to see the little ones come back again. So yeah, so the object of the exercise today then is to fill these guys up with feed, cheap enough feed that I got from Lidl. Seed packets are €2, and the same for the balls. And I'm going to fill them up, and over the course of 6 hours of daylight today, from about 9 AM to 3 PM, see what birds we can capture. How am I going to capture them? Well, this is the plan. It's a calm day, there's no wind, it's forecasted to be dry, so I've opened up the patio doors, and in my kitchen and on my kitchen table, excuse the mess, but I have set up my OM system, OM1 Mark II and 150 to 600, and I'm going to spend the day in this position, then shooting out through the patio doors to that tree in the distance, capturing as many species as I can. And of course, I've done this before. Already I know some of the species that I know will turn up as soon as I put any kind of food out, especially the bigger birds, the starlings, the rooks, the ravens, the crows. Those guys, I can already hear them cackling around me. They kind of know what's going to happen here. But it's that new feeder, the one I'm interested in. For the week that I put it out there, I started to see blue tits, grey tits. There's one or two robins around here. But birds I've never seen before have started to come in, like chaffinch and bullfinch, and I hope that they come in again. So that's just a few. And then there's other birds in the area that I know have started to come in. So I'd love to get 5, 6 different species today. Prove that you can do this in your own bog standard garden at home. Get some feeders out, get the right feeder out, and you can enjoy the wildlife in your own back garden as well. So I've got my feeders down. I've got my feeder for the seed balls, and then my 2 seed feeders, the old one and then the newer one with the cage around it. So we're just gonna pop these balls in like so, and I'll screw it back onto its attachment. It's going to fill both these seeders, so we're going to have 2 seeders and 1 ball feeder. This one will be emptied in no time, believe me. This one is the game changer. This one has really worked in the last week, attracting lots of new varieties of birds, so this is the one I'm hoping is going to do the trick for me today. Let's fill it up. Again, these bags of feed, €2 in Aldi or Lidl, won't break the bank. So I'll pop out, I'll hang these guys up, and then we'll get set up. Conditions today, very grey, overcast, gloomy, drizzly, dull. It's quite early in the morning. The light isn't great on the camera, on this camera. I'm hoping that a little light comes through those clouds as the morning goes on. But let's just see what we have here now. So we have our feeders on the tree. This one, which history has proven will be turned on its side, emptied out in no time by the big boys. As I said, this one I feel is the game changer. I got this from a company called Connecting to Nature down in Waterford or Wexford. Ordered it online, arrived the next day. Connecting to Nature, Google them if you want one. And this one, which is proven to be a starling's favourite, they can cling onto the side and peck away at those balls. The crows find it a little bit more difficult balancing on the washing line and then trying to get the things out, but you know, those guys are clever, they manage it. Yeah, so that's the setup. It's now time to get to the camera. As I said, we'll flip it around. The camera is set up inside moved a few things around, kitchen table down to here a little bit so I can see out. And we're going to spend a few hours there trying to capture as many visiting birds as we can to that one single tree in my garden. As you can probably tell, I like a minimalist garden. So, but I do love this tree because when I'm working in my day job, I can sit at the table beside me, tapping away, doing my work, and I look out and I'm also observing the birds as I do that. So that tree in the garden means a lot to me. So let's get at it. Let's get sitting down here. Let's get videoing, and let's get shooting and see who comes to visit. Let's do it. So this is the view from where I'm observing. I've got my camera set up on my tripod. I'm zoomed in, as you can see, to that one feeder at the moment that has the cage around it. And you can see the tree out there in the distance. So I'm about 11 meters away, I suppose. I'm using the OM1 Mark II and the 150-600. So I needed to brighten up a little bit to get the real benefit of this lens. It's not the fastest lens on the planet, but that's what I'm looking at. That's where I'm observing from. So as expected, the starlings are first to arrive. I'm just getting some shots of them here. And very clever. One starling will sit on the seed balls and peck away, and any bits that fall on the ground his buddies pick up. So not the first rodeo for these lads. Ooh. What do I see here on the main? I see a little a few sparrows starting to arrive. Let's see, can I capture them on the main tree? Yeah, the little sparrow has arrived. He's gone to the older. He's gone to the older feeding device. And I think the word has got out. Now this is how clever the crows have got. Yeah, so for the first hour and a half, just a quick recap on what we've seen, what we videoed. I've seen, as expected, starting straight off. Certainly not as much of the bigger birds like the rooks and the crows and the ravens. I think because the door may be open. There's a blind on the door and it rattles a little bit in the wind. Maybe they're wary of that and keeping them away. But sparrows have been in. And two little birds that I always find difficult to tell apart are the grey tit and the blue tit. And it's only when you're looking at them through the camera lens do you really see the difference in their markings. The blue tit has that kind of black marking across his eyes, where the grey tit has a black head and bigger, whiter cheeks. So in the first hour and a half we've had those. I still haven't had any of the finches, and we'd normally see a robin or two. Haven't had them yet. It's grey out, it's miserable out, it's dark. I'm struggling with light on this 150-600 f5 to 6.3 slow shutter speed, so not much opportunity of much in flight, but that's a good start for the first hour. And here's a recap of some of those images. Sometimes I wonder, is there a pecking order in the whole scheme of things when you're observing birds like this for a while? You know, I had the bigger birds first this morning, and now all of a sudden I'm starting to see the families of tits and one or two chaffinches come in, and they seem to congregate at the same time. So I'm just shooting a few images of, oh yeah, there we go, the blue tits congregating now on the feeder, both feeders. Hang on, yeah. And I have a funny feeling, I thought I had blue tits and great tits, but when I've zoomed in and there's one particular tit out here that's unlike the rest, and I have a funny feeling it's not a great tit, it's actually a cold tit, and I'll have to verify that. So I think I've got blue tits and cold tits. So I'm just going to spend a little time just focusing on them. There are still some other starlings around, still some sparrows around, but I'm just going to focus on the tits at the moment and shoot some of those, see what I can get. They're so fast, so difficult to photograph, so flighty. But again, lovely birds to have in your garden because they come and go so quickly, and they're such a joy to watch. So I'll keep photographing these for a little while, and if I've got any images of the varieties of tits, and we certainly have more than blue tits. I think of a cold tit. I'm not so sure about great tit, but here are those images if they worked out. So I'm back inside here at the camera, and just as I was walking back in there, I saw in about 2 houses down, I saw this little flash of red, and I think it's a robin. And we have one robin around here, but he's very, or she is, I'm not sure whether it's male or female, very, very skittish. And I'm just wondering, is it because the doors are open? And there's some extra noise and just that little bit of unfamiliar territory for the little thing, little robin, that he hasn't come in. But I'm hoping that he just comes in and I at least get one shot. I want to try and get him in flight. Again, I'm set up here for pro capture to try and capture the bird in flight. I've got plenty of images of birds just stationary and the feeders and on the branches, and I want to try and get some more pro capture shots to practice that technique. So hang on, there he is. Just bear with me. He's just on a branch behind the feeder. I'm ready. Couple of pigeons after coming in. Come on. The pigeons have scared him away, but at least he's coming. With fingers crossed he comes back again. The doors are open so we can hear every movement. I hope you can hear me. I just saw him flying by, which I assume he's gone into some trees and bushes to my neighbour on my right as I look out. So I just want to be ready, and hopefully he comes back again. Okay, he's back on the tree outside. I just have to be very wary of my movements. Come on. He's on one of the back branches. All the starlings have come in again now, and the starlings have come in and frightened them off. Second time. Oh. Third time lucky, he's back again. There's no other birds around. He comes into the same branch every time. Oh, there he is now. Feeder. Pro capture. Oh, he's gone. He was into the feeder in a split second, took a little bit, and off he went. Fingers crossed with Pro Capture. I've got the sequence of him coming in, flying in, taking his bit and heading off, and then I can just pick the best picture of that sequence. But hopefully he comes back for another visit. So I'm just standing here remotely. I set my Osmo up closer to the feeder. And I'm controlling the Osmo Pocket 3 through my phone. I'm getting these shots mostly of the blue tits and the grey tits coming into the feeder. There we see one now. And starling coming in, disrupting the karma as they do. But they figured this feeder out now as well. Agile enough to cling on to the edge of it. So the light is really starting to fade fast on this the shortest day of the year. Getting very dark behind me now. I think I've come to the end of what I'm going to get. The birds are still attacking the feeders out in the garden, mostly starlings at the moment. But we've had a good selection today. We've had the starlings, we've had pigeons, we've had crows, that's 3. Then we've had our blue tits, 4, grey tits, 5, and sparrows, 6, plenty of sparrows. And then fleeting glimpses in and out of our local robin. But what's in those feeders probably doesn't suit the robin. So that's 7 or 8 different species in just 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours here this morning in my own garden. So I'm happy with that. That's a decent day's work. I hope I've got some decent footage and some decent photos. I think that's where we'll end it today. So that just leaves me to say thanks for joining again. If you've gotten anything out of this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you're just new to this channel and just stumbled across this video, it would be great if you had a look at some of my other videos and even subscribed to the channel if you did so wish to do so. So yeah, I think the experiment worked today. It's very, very easy. Attract lots of garden birds and some others as well into your garden with minimal fuss, minimal outlay, minimal expense. A few bird feeders, different bird feeders for different types of species, and bags of seed, bags of those seed balls, and you will get lots of visitors coming to your garden on a regular basis. So why don't you get out there and try that? Even in the most plain, basic garden, that can happen for you. So thanks again for joining, everyone. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. So I'm not quite done after all. You know, I've been shooting, as I said, in here today with the doors open. But when I came back in after saying my goodbye to you guys and closed the door, it was like an invitation to a lot more birds to come along. They were obviously skittish and scared for the few hours previous with the doors open and the noise coming from inside here in my kitchen. But now that I've come back in, the robin has come back again. I just see him dancing along our wall at the back there. I'm going to get more images of him. And I've seen not only a male chaffinch, but a female, what I think is a female chaffinch. So I've kind of lost count of the number of species we've had today, but we certainly must have had 10. So, you know, that's the variety of birds you can attract to your own back garden just by putting in some simple feeders. And they're just so great to watch. So, oh, there's the robin again on the back wall. So why am I whispering? Have the doors closed? I'm actually now shooting through the glass. So fingers crossed these images turn out okay. If they do, the images of the robin there, come on, looks okay. And I've already got some of the male and female chaffinch. Well, if they've worked out, here's those few bonus images, and this time, see you again next time for sure. Bye bye.